I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren, and you better grab the mane because there's no reins in Unbridled Thoughts.
All right. I'm so excited. Today we have Jessica, who is my neighbor.
Hi, Jessica.
Next door.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello.
She's next door to me at Boho Salon and, here at Spot 22. And she has been on the most interesting health journey. So I haven't actually talked to her about any of this stuff, and I'm going to be learning with you guys.
Me
It's
too.
exciting.
Yeah.
And we're also starting something new. We've been kind of had it in the back of our mind for a long time of something we've wanted to do. We're starting the rapid fire questions. Oh, we're going to actually call them Blazing Saddle questions.
Oh, you in the hot seat, girl. Oops,
Okay. All right.
And Jessica gets to be our guinea pig.
Yes. And also,
Love it.
listeners, you can't see Jessica, but she looks beautiful. So she
Thank
has
you.
on like a Kelly green jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And then she has like dreads, and they're like lavender silver. And then her skin is like olive, like
yeah.
these bright
Thank
blue
you.
eyes.
Yeah.
You look so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's
Thank you
iconic.
very much.
She's got her
Yeah.
own style, and she's completely iconic.
Thank you.
All right. So, first question: what is your favorite '70s song?
Okay, so I have 70s version. I'm not exactly sure if it's 70s, but obviously I have two favorite songs, which are no surprise, Bob Marley's Redemption Song and One Love. And then my third, if I had to choose, would be Oceans. However, it's by Samuel Harness. It has to be by it's his song.
Okay.
He's a great artist, and I'd love to listen to him. But yeah, but like I said, Bob Marley's One Love and the Redemption Song, it speaks to me in many ways. So.
Yeah, I just love Bob Marley altogether. So
Yeah.
you can't go wrong ever throwing him out.
Smart man.
Yeah.
And then I want to know, what color makes you the happiest?
I would have to say orange. Orange makes me the happiest. Orange and green are actually my favorite colors. But orange to me brings brightness, light, and that's what I like to be surrounded by.
Yeah.
So I would definitely have to say orange. Yeah.
I love
That's a great
that.
color.
Yeah, you don't hear orange too often either as being somebody's color. It's like the
Yeah, it's
forgotten
kind of
color.
Yeah, it really is kind of a forgotten color, or it's just that color nobody really cares for, but me. It just I love it. One of my walls is orange at my house. So
I love that.
I love that cool sun orange too. Like when the sun's setting, it's not quite a sunset, but
Yes.
it's going down.
Yes.
That is such a beautiful
Yes.
orange.
Yeah, such a beautiful orange. All right, so last Blazing Saddle question. Which hippie look is the most iconic in your opinion?
I relate more of the bohemian side. Just for the reasons behind what bohemian stands for. However, Woodstock's always, if we could go back to the Woodstock days and have us a renewed of Woodstock, would be amazing.
Is there a certain look though that you like let's say clothing? Like, is there a certain
So I definitely bright.
Yeah.
I'm a bright color. I am basically unmatched, and you're basically patchwork.
Yeah.
I love patchwork. Any kind of patchwork clothing. That's what I go for, and very loose.
Yeah.
I wear all extra large 3X clothes. I just have to have them loose. It's just my style.
And if you saw her, she's like an extra, extra small. She's a little tiny thing.
yes.
I love those, like the old reels, like the old videos of like Hey Ashbury, and you're like, you see someone like taking video of people just walking up and down the street.
Yes.
And you just see, even though it's the 60s and that video is kind of grainy, it's everybody's colors are just so vibrant.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The true, I love to look back at like all the 60s and 70s photos. And if you pay attention to some of them and you pay attention to their faces, you can tell they all have smiles. Their faces are bright, and they're because they were free. So yeah, that would probably be. That would be my answer, I guess, if it's an answer.
No. There's no wrong answer. You know, that's the fun thing about this, and the whole point of like asking just off the beat, you know, questions like that, just kind of get you to like relax and like think about things that are off the wall. You know, start conversations and move on then with the real goods, which is what we're moving on to now.
All right, hit me with them. Let's go.
So let's take it all the way back to you when you were just when you were just an witty. Where was Miss Jessica born?
Okay, so I was born in Alabama.
Okay.
A little small town, Tuscumbia, Alabama. I think it was Tuscumbia. Oh my God, that's terrible. I was born in Alabama. I do know that.
I think it was Alabama. It was one of the 8 names.
That's what they told me.
I do know I was born in Alabama. So I was born in Alabama, grew up in Alabama most of my life. As a child, I always have loved the outdoors, loved animals. I spent a great amount of time with my grandparents. I was the child that when summer came, they wanted to go on vacations and stuff. Nope, I wanted to go to my grandparents. You know, they lived on this big farm, and so that was my place that I went. That was my happy place, spending time with my grandparents. I didn't move to Georgia till my 11th, when I was in 11th grade year, which I don't even know what year that was, but it was my 11th grade year. We moved here. My mom and my mom's brother and her parents were kind of back and forth between here and Alabama because they did some work. So that's kind of what brought us here. But yeah, growing up, and I grew up in Alabama, around animals, on farm.
Nice.
Just living the life.
Yeah.
Was there something your grandparents did that you think of often, like a memory that's real vivid?
A memory that's vivid to me as far as with my grandfather, I would always love to go down to his garden with him. He was big in gardening. We would go down there. At one point, they did live in Orlando for a little time. My grandfather actually did the little roads, the little brick roads at Disneyland. Disney World. Disneyland's in California. Disney World. So he did all that kind of work there, and so I spent a lot of time with them. And my grandmother and I would be first. We got free access to all the parks, so that's a good core memory for me with my grandmother. Going there to Universal and the Disneys and all that, and just being able to walk in, and because my grandfather, my papa is what I called him, he did the work and everything there, so that was great. My grandmother, my sweet Nani. She was my heart and soul.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
She was the best person I'd ever met. She didn't see the wrong in anyone. She loved wholeheartedly. She was definitely the matriarch of our entire family. And she got sick in 2006, and that's when we lost her. And I think that's kind of where I started to lose a little bit of me, too.
Yeah.
However, we won't go down that road right now. But yeah, I like I said, my grandparents grew up on. My grandparents lived on a farm, and so it was just being out with them and going doing. They also had their own tile business, so I would go do tile work with them and everything. My grandparents were who I always wanted to be with when I was. I have a lot of wonderful memories with them.
That's awesome.
They sound amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
They sound very amazing.
Well, would you share with me when you decided to be a hairstylist?
So,
that segue.
in all honesty, I mean, when I was in high school, I can remember at one point wanting to go into marine biology.
Oh, cool.
And but I did like, even when I was in high school, we would do what you call kitchen hair with kitchen scissors and stuff, cutting my friend's hair. I have no idea where it came from, and I really don't know how I came about it, but I also hated school. I was not good at school, so I don't really know what made me want to become a hairstylist. I think it was just something that came natural to me, and I did try to go to cosmetology school, and again, not a school person. So I did apprenticeship, and I started that road, and I love it. I love the connection I get with people, and I like to make people feel beautiful.
Yeah, I love that.
That's awesome.
Well, I want to get to some of the lighter stuff before we go to the heavier stuff, but I'm so glad whoever brought the tissues, because we do every single interview. I feel like there's somebody tearing up.
Yeah.
If it's not the guest, it's me.
Yeah, we love when you guys share your stories like this with us.
Yeah,
'Cause we
with such passion and conviction.
That's the whole reason we started doing it. It's just to learn about this stuff about y'all.
Mm-hmm. So I want to know about when you met Greg, your guys' love story, because you guys are so close.
Yes. So I cut his hair, basically, and we went to the same church, so we knew each other. But he was a client of mine, and it just kind of blossomed from there. And we, not long after we got married, we moved to California for a little while, and he was born and raised in California. However, he has been in the South most of his life, more than he has in California. But so we were in California for a little bit, and we moved back this way, and coming up on 7 years, my husband needed a transplant, and that's the part where at that point is when our relationship really, really, really grew stronger. It does something to you mentally when you're watching the person, the love of your life, slowly
I can't even imagine.
every single day. I had to quit work to take care of him.
it was very painful to watch, very scary. You know, so he had his surgery and came through, and to this day, that he and I, we can't imagine ourselves, like, we physically can't be away from each other. I mean, he's for long periods of time.
Yeah.
Very rarely will you see me without him, or vice versa.
Right.
And people ask us all the time, well, how do you work together and make it work? Our answer is simply, we could not work together. It's a kind of love that I know, to me, comes around very, very few.
I call it 3% love.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's only 3% of people in the world, and that's actually statistics.
And we honestly, we don't even, we do not argue. We realize there's more to life than that. You can ask our children too. They know we don't argue. We are so connected to where, I mean, we are telepathically almost connected. We know what each other's thinking. We finish each other's sentences. I there would be no me without him.
Oh, I love
There
that.
would be no me without him.
What transplant did he need?
So he ended up needing a liver transplant.
Wow.
And they called it non-alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. He did do some, when he was in ministry years ago, he did some traveling, and while he was in Egypt, he did contract a parasite. And so, you know, they were thinking possibly that could have been what caused it. But later on, we eventually found out it's a genetic thing.
Wow.
So it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so without a transplant, we're told without him having a transplant, he only had 3 to 6 months left to live.
Dang.
Wow.
And so, you know, you got so many hoops you have to jump through to get to even considered to be placed on a transplant list. And so after we did all of that, and we did what you have to have support and all of that, we did everything that we were supposed to. Once he was actually placed on the transplant list, he was literally only on there for 1 week and 1 day.
Wow.
And that in itself was only God.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was to a point to where, I mean, my children were begging. Our children were begging, you know, to save him.
Yeah.
My daughter asked for Christmas that year, just if that could be the year her daddy got a liver.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. That's a killer.
And it just so happened to be that January we got the call.
Wow.
And so
Santa was a little bit late, but he was coming.
Santa was late, but he delivered.
He still delivered.
He delivered. So yeah, he's doing fantastic.
Good. I didn't even ever know this.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. His labs, you know, he has to keep doing labs and keep those in check, but and obviously he has to take anti-rejection meds. Anyways, but you know, we'll take that over life.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So.
Exactly. How long have you guys been together?
Oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me because I can't ever remember. We've been married. I think we're going on 13 years.
Okay.
I think.
I'm sorry.
He's gonna
I'm
kill
sorry,
me.
babe. Sorry, I can't remember.
Math is not our strong suit.
I
Okay,
relate
that's
to
why
this.
we're hairstylists.
I relate to this.
can't even remember how old I am. I have to ask him or my children how old I am. So, give me a little grace on that one.
I'm sure
Well,
he
and
will.
also it sounds like when he was going through his health journey, you both were were going through it together and had made the conscious decision to love each other in every moment.
Absolutely.
And then after he healed, you guys just never transition out of it, which I love.
Yeah. Yep.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Well, you said he's from Southern California, which is cool because that's where Sarah and I are from. How did he ever share with you how he adjusted to Southern living?
So he really hasn't. I mean, like I said, he moved out of California because he was in a program called Masters. So he did ministry. That's when he was in ministry back in the day. And so he left, at an early age. And so he's kind of been more in the South than he has in California. I'm sure at first it was complete culture shock to him. I know when we lived out there and my parents came out to visit, it was a culture shock for them. But he honestly likes the South. Really, he does.
Great.
He does. We've always said if we ever went back to California, that it would definitely be like the rural parts of California.
Yeah.
When we were living there, we were in San Diego. Way too busy for me.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
But he's never really said whether he had a hard time or not. He, like I said, he's been in the South more than he has been in California, so he adjusted pretty well.
Nice.
Good. All right, and then you guys opened Boho, I think a little bit before me. Was it the year before me?
Yeah, the end of 21, I believe.
Yeah,
is when we took over. So we were running it for a little while for the previous owner, and they just decided their passion was something else. And so we were approached about, if we wanted to take it, and because we loved the team and everything, and we didn't want them to not have a place to work. We said, okay.
What are we doing? But okay.
What are we doing? But okay. And we jumped in with 2 feet, with both feet actually. So that was in 21, the end of 21, and as you know, small business, and not only small business, being a privilege small business.
Yeah.
We're not a necessity.
I know.
I mean, yes, people do need their face and everything and their hair done, but I will say it's had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
As the world gets a little crazier, it does get a little harder, especially economically. It does take an impact because people just can't afford to do extra luxuries like get their hair done or their nails done or get their face done, get a massage or stuff. So but you just roll with it and you take it as it comes.
Yeah. Were you guys afraid? Like, did you have any fears jumping into it?
No, I guess not, because we had, like, my husband had been running it for a little while.
So he kind of had
too. So
insight.
There was, he already had that kind of insight and everything. But we have such an amazing team, and I love each and every single one. And when I say that we have no drama,
Yeah.
we don't.
Yeah.
We all love each other. We're a family in there.
Yeah.
And that's one thing my husband and I strive for, is when you are in our place, we want you to feel nothing but peace and
Love.
and
Yeah.
love and just a sense of calm.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy
safe.
that you and I are next to each other and we both kind of have that same
Yep.
like environment. Like, I don't want anybody here who's not happy to be here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, just don't be here. And I've
Right.
been so fortunate. And I think it sounds like, God has blessed you. You're fortunate too.
I inherited a good bit
Yeah.
of the team that I have now, and I woo. When it comes to my team,
more tissues. Thankfully, we have the tissues.
when it comes to my team, and I say my team, I mean our team, my husband and I, we are blessed.
Yeah.
They take care of us when we need taken care of. They step in when when stepping in needs to take place. I love every single one of them wholeheartedly, and I would lay my life down for every single one of them.
And they love you too. I mean, that goes back. When I talk to any of them, I'm in there. Liz is my nail girl, and
Yeah,
I know a couple of the other girls, so I'm always in there chatting around with them.
I'm absolutely. I will walk through hell and brimstone for
love
each and
that.
every one of them. My husband and I both.
Yeah, I
and we
love
will
that.
protect them at all cost.
I love that so much. I love that. Do you have any like hopes or dreams to expand, or have you ever thought
Not
about it?
necessarily to expand. The only thing that I would like to maybe get, to maybe do different. So I have, not many people know this about me, but I do have a healing gift. I like to work with energy healing and frequency healing.
Nice.
And so I would like to incorporate that at some point, maybe.
I love that.
With frequency machine and just the energy healing.
Sound Bowl Sundays.
Yes, Sound Bowl Sundays.
When did you realize you had that gift? Would you say?
I guess during my awakening. The more and more I would learn about how powerful the human body is and how powerful we ourselves are as human beings, and how much power and energy we can actually get from the earth.
Yeah.
So I think that's really and it's something that I guess I kind of asked for. And in meditation and stuff focused on, and because that is my passion.
I love that.
My passion is healing. My passion, I do love to do hair, and I love that, but my passion is healing. In whether it be humans, whether it be animals, and it's through energy and frequency. I'm such an empath that I carry the weight of, and when I say carry the weight, physically carry the weight of I guess you could say the world.
Yeah.
Because I am such a healer, and I'm such a fixer and a doer, and I hate to see so many people suffering and so many people hurting, and knowing that that's not the life that we were meant to live, and
Right.
knowing that there's more out there. It's just knowing.
Yeah.
People are afraid to broaden their horizons. And they don't understand energy, and they don't understand frequencies, and you can't fault them for it. It's what you don't know, you can't fault somebody for that. But I do encourage anybody to research it, to look into it. I personally, myself, for therapy, I do horse therapy, which is called the Draper Sensory Method. So that's, for me personally, to help my anxiety and my health and to calm me. But ultimately, I would love to be able to, because horses are very, very healing, all in themselves. Just being around them, they're healing animals.
Absolutely.
In nature, I mean, it's been scientifically proven.
Yeah.
So my dream is to work with them, with horses and their healings, and include them in my energy and frequency healings. And it's a beautiful thing. I follow a lady that does it. She does energy and frequency and music healing with her horses, and it is such a beautiful thing to watch.
Where is she? Where does she happen to be from?
I don't know. I just found her
I was just wondering if it was the New Zealand one.
It maybe I have found her on Facebook.
We love
I have
her.
no idea. She's blonde.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the woods all the time.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
We are like-
I share a lot of her stuff, so
Yep.
you probably yes.
I haven't. Well, we found it. I didn't know about you, but she had found it first.
We were.
But it was something I've talked about before too.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with horses, and I was like, they're just so magical, and they're healing, and they're just, such wonderful. I mean, I feel the same way about my dogs, though, too. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? I couldn't live one day without my dogs.
Absolutely.
If I had, I don't know what I would do without them.
Yeah. You can feel them pull. I mean, you can feel animals, especially if you have bond with them, they pull things out of your body.
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You feel it happen. Like, you come home from a hard day and you sit and pet your dog, and you're like, I feel like a lot better.
Yeah, I with my service dog Murphy.
So cute.
Which is my Great Dane.
Cutest thing ever.
Yesterday, it's crazy that we're talking about it because it just happened yesterday. I was just doing some meditating, and sometimes I will get a little emotional in my meditation and stuff, and it's not just, my emotionals aren't just for me, it's for everybody too. It's coming from everywhere, and she knew exactly what to do. She came and she climbed up in my lap, and she cannot take it. Like, if I'm upset, she literally she comes straight to me, and she knows what to do, and she just comes and lays in my lap, and I mean, just the calming of it, and it is calming. And so, and that's her job, so that's what she does.
love
But
that.
yeah, so I feel like there's more that I could be doing. I know there's more that I could be doing in this world, and I know there's more that I want to be doing in this world to make it a better place.
Yeah.
I want that so bad.
Yeah. It's going to happen. I think you're starting it. I feel your energy on Facebook. I mean, that was what made me want to, interview, because I feel like your heart is after what our heart is. You know what I mean? The whole point of having this podcast, and it's just so crazy because we don't mean to be, but we're kind of drawn to having the natural healers here on this podcast. It's like there's so many times, we're going to have this person, and then they start talking, and we're like, we weren't expecting this.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting more from you just because I've seen your social media posts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But walk me through your awakening journey.
Well, my husband went through it first. He went through his awakening. He went through his awakening on my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, you probably weren't too thrilled then, though, were you?
Actually, no, it was fine. We were, it was fine. But, and I'll be honest, I learned a lot from my husband. And then I just went through it on my own. I started doing my own research. I started slowly learning how to meditate, because meditation it's not easy. I would get what you call monkey brain a lot. I still do, but I know how I kind of bring it back. And so through that, I just started teaching myself meditation, learning about the chakras in our body, what needs to be aligned. My husband knows a lot more about the chakras than I do. My husband is so more well versed on a lot of this, but I learn a lot from him. He is my inspiration. And I do it my own way, I guess. I do a lot of grounding. I'll go out and just ground. Listening to some, I'll put on some worship music, go out there and ground, or, some good meditation music and go out there and ground. And then there are sometimes, like if I'm out at the barn and if there's cameras, oh Lord, people probably think I'm crazy. I'm just dancing, and I'll sing to the animals. I'm just dancing. I have my own way of releasing my stress, my anxiety, and my to get my peace. But when you go through the awakening, there's no going back. Once you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's hard for me, and is because I do know the way we're meant to live. We're meant to live like Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus was a healer. Jesus was,
he didn't judge.
No, he didn't judge.
He loved.
He loved. He did not need a building to go in to heal anyone. And in all honesty, Jesus hung out with like the hardcore worst people.
He was a thug, Ben.
Yeah.
He hung out with the gangsters.
So I always do. I say I want to be like Jesus. I don't affiliate myself with any religion, because to me, I'm free.
Yeah.
I'm more spiritual, and people don't understand, but there really is no difference in between that big of a difference in being religious and spiritual.
Well, I think there's a huge difference, but I think religion like tries to bring us back to the law. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not that we're not supposed to live by the law, but I think that living spiritually is more like Jesus did, more on a free side.
Yes.
And unfortunately, there's still a lot of people out there who haven't connected with Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't connected with themselves. They haven't connected with the earth. They haven't connected with all these things that He gave us. You know, so you're right on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and the thing is, and then that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And you know, people may not agree with my beliefs or, you know, the way I think or do things, and I'm certain people look at me, they probably think I'm just this crazy hippie with dreads in her hair that dances to crazy music and whatever, but it's okay. Love me through it.
Yes.
But that goes back to, again, I don't care what your beliefs are. I don't care what the color of your skin is.
Right.
I don't care, really and truly, if you don't like me. I still love you.
Yeah.
I'll always love you. And
Yeah.
I will always show you love, and I will always show you respect.
Yeah.
Because you've done nothing to me. And if you know, I'm also one to sit and I will listen to someone else's beliefs, you know?
Yeah.
If they want to share their beliefs, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I will not get in a debate with you over religion or politics. I will not. I will walk out of the room. That is one thing that just drives me crazy, because that's the part where I say we all can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
It should be left there.
It's a waste of energy too. I feel like it's a
it
real
is.
energy waster for both sides.
It's an energy sucker.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Yeah.
And I don't even want a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the way to be. I agree with you.
I would be, I mean, I ain't telling you what to do, but with the way you're talking, I would love for you and Greg to maybe do a workshop at some point.
Yeah.
That would be so cool, because I think we even have like listeners that will listen in, and we've had guests on here talk about meditation and sort of what works best for them. But some people have never, they haven't tried meditation before, they're not quite sure what it is, and then they'll say, well, there's transcendental meditation, there's breath work. So I think there's a lot of more information out there than there's ever
absolutely.
been. But there's not a lot of real world application, unless you're like at a retreat or you're somewhere where I'm going to go to this health retreat for 3 days. And then it's easy. But then in everyday life, when you have a job and, you know, a partner or kids, or, you have a full-time career, how do you implement those things? It'd be really cool. People don't, they think that there's this certain way that you have to meditate, and that you have to get something out of it every time. It's far from it. Meditation is simply just you within yourself, and it's really not much different than what I guess religion wants to call prayer. Because the reality is, what we speak comes to life. What kind of life we want to live is what we speak. In meditation, in prayer, God, finances, please just, help me with my finances. In meditation, you're focusing on you're focusing on receiving those finances. So you're imagining opening up and you've got this big check. It's just because what you think, what you speak is more powerful than anything.
Yeah.
It's almost like a really cool way of saying putting faith into practice.
Yes.
Because you hear that a lot, but that's a cool example.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really, really cool example.
I heard it once said that prayer is when you're asking,
Yes.
And meditation is when you're listening.
Ooh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
So-
you're absolutely correct. And again, people, we can agree to disagree. You don't have to agree with everything that
It's
that
even
we
biblical.
believe or we say.
Yeah, but it's biblical. I mean, the Bible
it
tells
is.
us to meditate on God's word.
Exactly.
So, that, and who's the word? Jesus is the word. So we're supposed to be meditating and receiving Jesus and listening to him. I mean, how is he ever going to tell us where to go in life
Exactly.
if we don't shut up a minute and listen?
People also don't realize that there were also stones and crystals
Yeah.
in the Bible. So that's another part.
Yeah.
You have to decipher between the real parts of the Bible and unfortunately, oh, you guys want my brutal and honest. Unfortunately,
So we're here for you.
Unbridled,
Hey,
baby.
girl, it's unbridled.
unfortunately, you have to decipher the parts of the Bible that are the facts, and then the part that man wrote
Yeah.
to create
A theory. A
the
guideline.
life
Yeah.
that we are all, the world that we're all in now, to create their narrative. It's out there if you just do your research. It's out there for you to know. It's out there for you to, if people would just do your research of how we are truly, and you have to go back, way back. You'll realize, your eyes will open and realize, wow, yeah, and we're not meant to live this way. We're not meant to slave away every day, working all day, and then going home and, going to bed and redoing it all over again. That is not the life we are meant to live. And again, that a lot of that is where I get a lot of anxiety. A lot of my anxiety comes from too. It comes back to once you know, you can't unknow.
Right.
And no, I'll never, ever, ever reach every single person. None of us will. I mean, not every single person is going to believe, whether it's facts scientifically or what, or right in front of your face. And that's okay. That's fine. But it is out there for you to find. It is out there for you to do your own research, and it's just as simple as that.
Yeah. I think one of my best experiences, I came from a pretty strict religion, and then I went several years just praying and reading my Bible. And when you're praying and you're meditating and you're reading your Bible, it's crazy the things that God will start revealing to you that were ahead of my time, and it's crazy when I hear you talk about the same thing, because there's some of us out there that are starting to read between the lines a little bit.
Yes, and people don't realize we are God. God is us. God is within us. So, again, that fine line.
Yeah, I know.
But it's again, my passion, my love is, if I could, in the snap of a finger, just my one little finger, change this world to be a much better place, to where no one was hurting, no one was poor, no one was homeless, everyone had plenty. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's my dream, really, is for all of us for the world to, for us all to be living the way we're supposed to be living.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, I can't remember the address off the top of my head, but one of my favorite Bible verses is, "You called out to me and I answered you in the secret place of thunder." Oh, it's like one of my favorite verses. But that's the thing, is sometimes you have to go within to go without, outside of yourself, And then this is my first day meeting you, but is it true that you had some health struggles as well? And do you feel comfortable like sharing those with us?
Yes, so I do. I for 6-7 years now have battled pancreatitis. It's funny, kind of was diagnosed around about the same time that my husband was diagnosed with his liver failure. And you know, I put my health, myself on the back burner. I was like, whatever, you know, just focused on him. And the way I found out is I kept having some pain just in my upper stomach that would run around to my back, and I never understood. And then I would be nauseous and just kind of throw up but not throw up, and have that feeling. And one day I just couldn't take it anymore, and I went to, back then, this was, again, we're talking 6-7 years ago, I went to the ER, and they diagnosed me with pancreatitis. And so for a while, every time I would have a flare-up, I would have to be admitted, because they have to put you on NPO, which you can't have any water, drink, or anything. You just have IV fluids. So, you know, that depletes you. Again, that's why I am so little. That's why I'm so thin, is because pancreatitis will deplete you. There's only certain things you can eat, and it's painful when you have a flare up. And so we're now trying to keep it. Not trying. I'm sorry. I don't ever say that word. We are keeping it at just pancreatitis. I have a very good friend of mine. She's my herbalist, Amber Ray. If anybody, you know, give her a shout out. But Amber's Herbals, she's my herbalist. So she has me on the natural. She grows all of her stuff herself, makes it all herself. There's no outsourcing, so I know exactly what it is. Because other than that, you know, the prescription that they give you for pancreatitis, when I did take it, it made me worse. So I just said no thank you. And so I've been working with her, you know, and I also, the kicker is I have to keep my stress and anxiety levels down, because that doesn't help, you know.
Right.
And that's the fun part.
Yeah.
Is because that's very hard for me, being such an empath. It's very, very hard for me to not have anxiety and to not have stress. Would I love to not have it? Absolutely. Because it's a daily battle for me. It's a daily battle for me. Sometimes it comes on and I don't even know why, and I can just be literally just at home and just start crying. And my sweet husband comes and just holds me and, you know, helps me through it. But you know, so they talk about a transplant, and of course you guys all know the answer to that is sorry, but hell no. No, I refuse. I'm not. I can heal myself, and I can feel a difference. But I do still have good days and I do still have bad days. It just comes with it.
if I truly could get my stress and anxiety levels under control, I feel like, you know, it would be a lot better. And I'm working on that. Thus, the Draper sensory method for me. Then also, the horses, just going to the horses, to me is healing. I mean, every weekend I try to at least go out and, you know, my daughter and I will go ride. And I literally, in those moments, there is no anxiety. There is no stress. There is literally no pain. I'm not thinking about the world problems. I am there. I am content. I'm in peace. I'm connecting with, and I'm also feeding off of the horse's energy too. So we're both connecting. But I refuse to go any further with pharmaceuticals as far as any kind of medication wise. I choose to use herbal and natural medications, and I also choose to heal myself. I will do healing energy on me. I'm working on getting a frequency machine. That is my major thing. You know, they have Rife machines out there, whatever, but they also have apps, but the apps are like $100 a month. What? You might as well buy the whole machine after all that. But so, I know that I can heal. I know there's better ways to heal than pharmaceuticals and doctors. Nothing against doctors, but they don't know what they don't know. My daughter sees a holistic doctor because she has POTS, which practicing doctors, and you can't see me, but I'm doing quotes.
Air bunnies.
Yes, I'm doing bunnies. They had her no quality life. We're talking about a 16, 17-year-old at that time, no quality life, just begging for help, some kind of solution. And so I went, you know, watching your child, you know, not just suffer. So I found a holistic doctor in Dublin, and so we see a holistic doctor because they weren't doing anything for her. And yes, there are certain. I don't knock anybody for going to doctors, and I don't knock anybody for using pharmaceuticals. You do what you have to do. It's not for me.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like there's a time and a place. I'm a natural girl, but there's a time and a place when sometimes, you know, you have to go to a doctor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like,
so there's always a time and a place.
Absolutely. And so for, like, with my pancreas, you know, I mean, I have to be careful about what I eat. And, you know, fatties. I can't have any fatty foods. So there again,
No fatties.
I can't have any of that. So that's okay. But so I truly, and because of my anxiety and because of the way of the world and because I'm petrified. Sorry if I just poofed in the microphone, but petrified of what is in the food. I have found my safe thing. So I eat the same thing every night, guys. Yeah. It might get boring, but it's safe for me. And it's just literally a plant-based chicken patty on some bread that I know is not bioengineered and that's healthy, and some lettuce. Then there's my dinner.
Actually sounds kind of good.
Yeah, I just have to be careful with what I eat, and and then now when I do have flare-ups, if I have a flare-up, I know how to control them, because again, I refuse to go to the hospital or anything, so I maintain them myself. And that the battle of that is still there, but I'm winning on it.
Good. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
So what started you on the natural? Have you always been more on the natural side, or?
I've not. However, my grandmother was always on the natural side. Again, I guess my awakening is when I started, and then doing more and more and more research on actual pharmaceuticals, and finding out, the damage that they do. I decided that that we're gonna, it's just not for us,
Right.
And I took myself off of all the pharmaceuticals that I could take myself off of, and then I took my daughter off of them all. My husband obviously has to take his anti-rejection meds. We have yet to find a natural anti-rejection medicine.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's anything out there.
I don't know if there is anything out there.
I don't know. I mean, we currently have goldenrod hanging up in our little building outside drying, because we pulled them from our herbs from our garden, so we're drying them out. I give it to the dogs. It's good for their joints. We have an old man, Dane, who is struggling with his back end, so I give all the natural medicines to the dogs too. Amber's herbals, there's arthritis, I give that to him. So that goes along with, it's the same for animals too, pharmaceuticals for me.
Yeah.
I just the more it just you take one and it creates another problem.
Yeah.
And all that, and so that's
And you're
just
on another one.
yeah.
Yeah. Then you're on
And
another
then
one
you're
to
on
combat
another
that one.
on another one. So I truly choose, yes, natural medicines, and that's where I think people have a hard time switching.
Yeah.
Is because it does take natural medicines a little bit longer to start working, and people are so used to a quick now fix. But you're not stopping and thinking, if this is a quick now thing, what is it doing to the insides of my body?
Right.
If it's working that quick, what is it doing? It has to go, be able to work its way through your bloodstream slowly and everything. And so I think that's where people have a hard time deciphering between switching from pharmaceuticals to naturals, is because it does take naturals a little bit longer to kick in. However, they're just as potent. I mean, there's natural pain medicine that's just as strong. There's natural antibiotics that are just as strong. I mean, if you think about it, before there were doctors or anything, I mean, back in the day, the hospitals had beds on top of the hospital, on the roofs, because the sunlight, they get healing from the sunlight. They would put their patients on the roof to heal them, to get from the natural sunlight, because you also get healing from the earth too. I'm a tree hugger. I'm a tree hugger. My brother makes fun of me for that, but I don't care.
We've had some tree huggers, like some proud tree huggers on the show.
Literally, and grounding, just being able to feel the energy, the tingles from the energy, from the earth, it's just magical to
Yeah.
me.
Well, even just like laying down on the ground, like you did when you were a kid, and looking up through the branches, like looking at the sun through the branches, it is so relaxing and so it just makes you feel so good, you know.
Remember
that
when we
is
did that in
in-
Savannah?
Yes, that was so
That's a
cool.
lot of reason why like dogs and horses are good are good healers, because if you think about it, they're grounding every single day 24/7.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless the horses, unless they have shoes on, but like my dogs go out and roll in the grass and everything, and they're constantly, their bare feet are touching, so naturally they're sucking in all of the goodness from the earth. That's why they are such healers.
Yeah.
And that's why they're such good for you.
Yeah.
If I could walk around without shoes, I don't have them on now, but I do have a pair of grounding shoes that I wear mostly every day. Because if I could walk around barefoot, I would all the time.
People tease me because I go home, I'm running all over my property barefoot. I was a country girl in
Yep.
California.
If I'm outside, if I'm
Yeah.
outside in the grass, my shoes are off.
Yeah, when I'm inside the house, I'll have, which is kind
Slippers.
of the opposite. Yeah.
Well,
I put my shoes on for the house.
Well, yeah, because I have 10 dogs.
Right.
Did we mention that? How did we get there?
Well, I wanted to ask you what you feel is the most beneficial or your favorite healing that you've done, and you've shared a few. You shared the horse therapy and the frequency machine and the meditation. So what I'll do is I'll kind of reframe that question and say, is there any type of healing that you've seen or heard about that you've always wanted to try?
Well, Reiki, I guess, if you will, because that goes along with energy.
Yeah.
My main source would be energy healing.
Yeah.
Because it is so strong and it is so powerful. I would love to, get into doing that stuff as well. But again, you have to get people open-minded about it. But to me, energy work is my go-to form of healing. Because it just is, it's hard to explain, but it's a euphoric, I guess. I guess is maybe, but yeah. So that would be my answer.
Yeah.
Healing, energy healing. Very, very, very drawn to it. So, and in the Reiki, however everybody says it different. I know everybody does it different ways, has their different forms of doing it, but mine is simply also within just that. It would be through sound frequency too.
Yeah.
When I attended Atlanta School of Massage, I'm a double graduate from there, and we did a Reiki segment for both courses.
Yes.
And my classmate Sky, she was a goober like me. We were not very good at school either. That was the one time in my life I got a scholarship because my grades were so good, and I loved it. I'm like, I thought I was awful at school. It's just I just didn't go to the right school, I guess. But whenever she and I would pair up, we would always like connect. And so when she would do Reiki on me. She'd run her hands over, like we were just doing the protocol, and she'd run her hands over, and every time her hands, my eyes would be closed, and she wouldn't be touching me, but she'd pass over like my diaphragm, kind of between my ribs and like right above my solar plexus, and every time she ran her hands over me, it felt like my stomach was on a rubber band, and she was pulling it down, and then it would let go and go loop, loop, loop. It was the freakiest thing.
It's because our gut holds a lot of our emotions. Our gut really and truly is
it's really the basis to everything.
It's our second brain too,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's you know, everything starts within your gut. Your
does.
emotions, your sicknesses, your it just everything starts from within your gut. So another thing my husband and I want to do is we would our, I guess you would call bucket list.
Yeah.
Is we want to do a ayahuasca experience.
Oh yeah.
Go to like with the shaman.
Yeah.
I personally feel that because I have heard so much positive feedback from people that have experienced it, and me carrying so much that I carry, I mean, even I'm sitting here right now, my chest is heavy just because that's a daily thing for me, is because I carry heaviness, because I can't fix anything, because I'm only one person. However, I've heard that it changes you, and I feel like that's something that would help free me up from that, you know. But that definitely is something long down the road, because it's not cheap.
We'll have to interview you when you guys go.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
experience
sure.
was.
You're gonna have to tell us what it was like.
yeah. It's and it literally is simply, again, you know, call me a weird hippie, but it is simply just for freedom and peace and solitude, because in my life that's all I want.
Yeah, and if you look at anthropology and the history of civilizations,
Absolutely.
lots of groups of people did that, especially during a transition from age to age throughout their lives, or they go out on the hunt for the first time, or as they move into adulthood or move into older years. You can see where a lot of civilizations and groups of people had some sort of a spiritual transitioning celebration like that.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's my turn, and I lost my place. I'm sorry, guys. That's how I roll. You haven't hung out with me enough to know.
Do you have the
It's just
ADHD?
off the cuff. Let's do it. You know, it is what it is. Everything's
I get
fine.
distracted.
Everything's fine.
So with you going on your journey, and I mean, you've been on your awakening journey, and you've been on your natural health journey. Like, if there was somebody like just starting out, what would be like the first word of advice you would want to give them for this journey?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Keep going. I mean, even I still have those days to where I'm like, am I doing this right? Because there are times where you may feel stuck within your spiritual journey, and like you are at a stopping point. It's like, okay, what now? Just keep going. Don't give up, and always speak what you want, not what you don't want. Think what you want, not what you do not want. Because what you think and what you speak, that's whether you are saying it or just thinking it, you're manifesting it. I have to remind myself every day to change my thoughts. So my husband always says, well, when you get stuck there, then ask yourself, what's my next thought? And then you'll stop with the monkey brain, and you'll be able to come back and focus on it, on like, for instance, if you are trying to meditate and you just can't get it. There is no right or wrong way of meditation, and there is no wrong way of going through your own awakening. Do it your own way. I would do research. I mean, don't just take for somebody else's word, you know, or do your own research. And
I think as humans, we always try to put it in a box, you know.
Yeah.
But there's not really a box.
Yeah. Or, I mean, reach out.
Yeah.
If you feel like there's something within you that you just can't shake, you want more, or if, you know, a spiritual awakening or journey you want to go down to or whatever, and you're stuck and you just don't know, reach out. My husband and I, we're open books, but it's enlightening. But I will warn you, like I said, once you go through it, you can't go back. But I wouldn't take it back for anything, because now I know how to live right. Now I know how to, I may not can fix everybody. I can fix me and my own, and make sure my little circle, whether it be at home, at work, whatever, I can make sure I can keep the peace. I can make sure that that's all peace and calm and clarity and good and love. But just don't give up. And if you're searching for something new, reach out to anyone that you might think could help you. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be Sarah. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be anybody. Just reach out to
somebody you trust.
Yeah.
But we probably all follow people that are, you know, in a different part of the circle that, you know, they can reach out and see our social medias and see other people, you know, if they don't feel comfortable with us.
Well, now that you're off the merry-go-round, looking at the world, I want to ask you, I know there's no such thing as a perfect world, but would you share with us your passions, hopes, and dreams for what a future world would look like?
My passion, hopes, and dreams of a perfect world. Okay, what
a healed world.
A healed world would look like would be no hate. We are all cut from the same cloth. Let me repeat that. We are all cut from the same cloth. So we are all connected in one way or the other. So there is absolutely no reason to hate one another. No, there would be no one would suffer financially. No one would be mentally distraught. Everyone would be healed. Because the med beds, sorry, I just threw that one out there. But there's been talk of med beds. What med beds are is med beds are frequencies. They're like, I mean, literally, it's almost like a little tanning bed. You get in and it works at frequencies. It's the new way of healing, where we're headed. So would have that for, you know, that for free, for all health care, would be right. There would be no harmful medications. Whether you do natural medicines or not, it's fine. The pharmaceuticals that are out there, they don't have to be harmful. You know, a world without harmful pharmaceuticals, a world without controlling evil people, basically just living in one world with everyone living their own lives, doing their own things on their own terms, peacefully, happily, and no one's hurting. Not a single one, not a single person is hurting, because there would be no reason to hurt, because you're not broke, you're not sick, you have everything that you need, and there is no fighting, there's no hate, there's no one against the other. It's just, we are all one. And I know that seems silly to say that, we're all one there, whatever, but it is possible for us to all agree to disagree, and it is possible for us to live that kind of world. We have to get rid of the evil that's trying to take over. We are no longer in a world of Republican versus Democrat, red versus blue. It is literally a spiritual war. Evil versus good. Dark versus light. I choose light world for everyone. And again, my perfect, the world I would want is for no one, not a single soul, to suffer at all for any reason. That they would have no reason to not be happy. I want every single person on this planet to be in peace. And that is truly, truly all I want.
Sounds like heaven.
That is, if I could, it's truly all. It sounds kind of cliche too, I guess, but that is truly all I want for every single human being to live peacefully and happy and not suffering, not having to worry about anything, because you have everything you need right here. The earth provides everything, money, everything.
It sounds like a wonderful prayer to me when you talk about it. It does.
Well, it kind of just takes us back to a little bit of the old time, you know what I mean? When we used to just share resources and share, we had a community. We had little communities for a reason. That's what a town was.
Exactly.
You shared, people would bring to the store, people would buy from the store, people would trade from the store, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have your big harvest, and then after the harvest, nothing's going to grow till springtime, so everybody you turn in.
Yeah, and community to me is, if somebody needs help, you help them and not expect anything in return.
Right.
Like, I mean, and I know, like, a world where nobody would need no jobs, because there's endless amount of wealth. Because there really is. We are meant to live in a world where we have endless wealth, and it's possible. It's out there. And I do believe we are moving towards that. However, community is, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, you know, and nothing in return. I know, God knows, I could use a lot of help on my property, getting my property ready, set up for, the horses and everything. And then it's hard with it just being the two of us, and then financially not really being able to fully hire somebody to do it. So, to me, community would be a group of people coming and doing it, because that's what my husband and I would do. We would and we do that. And we anytime I say, if you need help, please let us know. We'll come help you. We'll help, whether it's building a fence or whatever, we'll come help you. If it's in our physical realm, we'll do it and ask and want zero, not a thing in return. Even if we've spent our own money on it, nothing. We want nothing in return.
You're not alone in this. We've interviewed a few groups and a few individuals that have the same. They feel the same way, and they're actively working on the same thing, and it's really inspiring. It's so cool to hear about. And I don't think it's overly altruistic or some sort of a pipe dream. Like, people are actually putting this into action,
Right.
and it's really cool to see.
Yeah. It really, I would, like, it brings me back to you talking about, he and I doing a
retreat, like
a retreat type thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We've talked about, doing stuff like that in the future on our property and stuff, and just having like-minded people, community people, just come together, have fun, and but
You could probably plan some really cool workshops, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it is.
we can kind of maybe help you come up with some ideas or something like that, and then make it fun, and then people help, you know?
Yeah.
So
Even if you just started with one and then eventually grew to maybe 3 or
Right,
4 a year,
right,
that'd be
right.
kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Because we love people, we love animals, and but when I say we love people, nice people.
Yeah.
don't we all?
Yeah.
We are very hermited to our little salon and then home, the grocery stores, because we don't people a lot. But that's just the world that's just because the way the world is
People
right now.
be people in.
Yep. People be people in.
You never know how we are kind of got really involved with the Trail of Terrors, and I'm not a spooky person at all.
Yeah.
But then I found out that they do so much charity work.
Yeah.
And then when you listen to that episode, if you guys start listening to the episodes, they literally started with just like on a whim, like, hey, let's do this one weekend, for Halloween. And it ended up being so big. And then they're needing to call in more and more help. And
Wow, yeah.
you just never know,
Yeah.
like, you open it up like one little way, and then you never know what, like, God's going to bring to you with the
Exactly.
blessings, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, speaking of which, so are the horses that you're riding, are those yours?
The one of them is my daughter's horse. She has her. The other one is the owner where she's at horse, which I'm working. He's working. I'm working him for him.
Oh, nice.
He's let me go out there and ride. However, we have become in love with each other.
You and the horse?
Yes, on the horse. Which my daughter's horse is pregnant with what's supposed to be my horse, which will be my therapy horse, which how I would train. However, you have that. They're called heart horses or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, he's becoming my heart horse. I love him.
Oh, I love
I was
that.
out actually this morning with him. I go out every morning out there because I'm helping her out. I'll go feed because she is a teacher, a parapro at Veterans. So it's, even though she goes right by there every morning, but it's kind of hard for her. So, and I don't mind doing it. So I go out there, but on the weekends I spend extra time out there, and then we go ride and stuff. But this morning, it was really unexpected. I was working with him, and his name's Augustus. Because Ramona, my daughter's horse, was eating, because she's pregnant, she has to eat twice a day. And the other ones only eat once a day. So I take her and go feed her, and she takes forever to eat. So I go out, and he and I are just doing some, work around the round pen, and it just was it kind of stopped, and I just was just loving on him and everything, and hugging him, and when I started feeling my energy. So I just started doing some energy work on him, and the way, I don't know if you've ever seen that. If you ever seen like energy done on horses or anything, but the way you can tell is they start yawning, and
they start yawning, or they'll, blow out, or they make movement with their mouth and stuff. And
They roll their lips a lot.
That's
Yeah.
how that's their release. And I just was doing it, and in his back area, I could tell is where I needed to focus most on, because that's where he was yawning the most, and that's where he was getting more of his release. And it just was, I went home to my husband. I was like, I need to I need to just carry a GoPro or something on me. I don't know, because when I go out here, because it just happened, and it was just so beautiful in the moment, because that's actually kind of the first time I've done energy work like that on a horse. I did some energy work on my daughter's horse because she colicked a couple weeks ago, and I was mainly doing some energy work and some deep, went into some tongue, speaking into tongues, praying over, laying some hands on her, but she's fine. But yeah, so
it can be so scary.
It really can. But it just, since you said that, and then it just reminded me that it just went into one of those things, and it's like, I just wish people could see that it does work. And I'm like, you don't even have a freaking video to video any of this. And because it's also, I mean, they laugh at me, but there's a bunch of little animals. There's an emu, he's whatever, and there's bulls and donkeys and whatever, but I literally go out there and sing to them, and it starts singing, and they all come to me, and they just all listen. And that is, it's, to me, it's a beautiful thing, because they're feeling my energy too.
Yeah.
So that's my daughter has she has a quarter horse. The red quarter horse thoroughbred is hers, and she's pregnant, so she's supposed to be due in January, February.
That's exciting.
But there's a lot that goes into it, so that's a little,
I know,
nerve-wracking.
I know. We had the big earthquake in 1994 in California. My neighbor's horse, it happened to be, we were all home alone as kids, and that's the day the horse went into labor. Was in the middle of the earthquake,
Oh, no.
So
God, that sounds like a country song.
Right?
that's how I live my life. You should know that already. I'm just one walking country song.
I love it.
We're looking at our producer's face.
Chris threw up in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you guys bought land only like a year ago or 2 years ago or something, right?
little 2 years ago, yeah.
Nice.
Coming in on 2 years ago.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
Originally when you bought the land, you had talked about making like a dog rescue out there.
Yeah,
so that's still kind of the plan.
That is sort of the plan, but however, who knows, whatever, we manifest, a bigger property may come along, and, we could do more. But, yes, we definitely, the rescue is still there. We put that on pause because I cannot ask people for money in these times. I don't feel right. Because obviously it's a nonprofit, and but I don't feel right asking for donations, and can't even bring myself to do it. So
Are there donations you can get? Like, not donations, but like, are there any grants?
I need to look more into it. But we just because life kind of hit.
Right.
So, but that is still, yes, that is definitely still in the works. It's just, we'll be And we have our chickens, of course. But we'll have my horse, probably a donkey, and then possibly one more horse. So, and I'm not sure if my daughter's going to bring her horse over or not. So, but yeah, that's about as much as I want to go. Because, you know, we have 10 dogs also. And they all are inside dogs.
Dang.
So, kind of maxed out on animals right now.
We have 6 dogs at my little piece of land, and it can get a little cray-cray.
Yeah.
4 of them are mine, though, and 2 of them are grand pups. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's how I inherited a good bit of ours. You know, my daughter, you know, would get this thing up her tail. Hey, I'm going to get a pup. Mom, I can't handle this pup. Because we don't do potty training, you know. So I ended up with him. So that's how. Thank you, Robbie, for most of my dogs. But the rest of them have been rescues, except for Murphy, which my service dog.
Yeah.
We are definitely big on rescues.
Yeah.
And that is a passion of ours.
Yeah.
Is to, you know, help the rescue world of dogs. And yeah, we just taking one day at a time, keep on keeping on, and going as we can.
Well, if you're a grant writer and you're listening to this episode, any of our listeners, and you want to get involved in something with animal welfare from the ground up, just we'll go ahead and add your socials and where people can reach out to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So speaking of your socials, do you want to shout them out for us?
I don't even know. I mean,
Does Boho have one?
Boho does have. We have a.
If you'd prefer to just keep it with
Facebook.
Boho.
We have the Facebook Boho, but mainly, I mean, I do have Instagram. I don't even know my Instagram.
That's okay.
Let me see what my Instagram is
For you. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't know. I was like, let's see. I don't even know what my Instagram is even called on here. Which I don't really do a lot on Instagram, to be honest. But my Instagram is just Jessica Clapp Phipps, apparently.
Yeah, I think that's just...
No, I am Jess Phipps.
Yeah, so IAMJESSPHIPPS.
Yes, and then I do mostly because I do a lot on Facebook, which is basically Jessica Phipps, PHIPPS, P as in Paul, HI, 2 more P's as in Paul, S. So yeah, you can find me on that, and then Boho is the website is boho.salon. Boho.salon.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I would definitely just kind of keep some ideas about maybe doing some like workshops out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Maybe do like a healing workshop, and then maybe people will work out there for
Yeah,
some time.
I need to start. I really do need to start wearing like some sort of little camera or whatever, because it never fails. It always happens when I have nothing to prove, you know, that it actually works.
Yeah, nothing ever like that behaves, huh? You're like,
No.
oh, you know what? I'm going to film today. And they're like, nothing happened.
So, but that's why my husband's like, just wear it and just be raw and just whatever. So I'm looking into doing some of that too, because I really, again, my passion is people and animals and healing and just living free and loving in peace.
I love it. I love that you and Greg, though, have built your own little world of doing that together. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You guys have came together doing that. And they are the cutest couple when you see them together.
Oh, thank
so.
you. Thank you. Thank you. We, honest to God, it's hard for us to be separated. So, I mean, I'm going to go home right now, and we both are going to be like, oh, I've missed you. You know, like, I've been gone for hours, but it's just us. Actually, I have to go to the store after this, too. But,
that's the
fine.
bane of my existence.
Every day. Do you guys go to the store every day? I do.
Oh, my gosh. I go way too much.
I get ADHD overwhelm and I get like a little anxious. Like I have a list, but then I'll get in there and I'll be like, okay, there's 5 versions of this. Which one's the best? And I'll pick up the label, and it's like I'm in an abyss. So Chris helps me with accommodations. So he'll like go in, we'll tag team, and then like he's like, give me half the list. I'm gonna go, and then I have a little bit of time to kind of like do my little irks, and then we're done.
Yeah,
and it's like so much less anxiety. At least for me.
Yeah.
For you.
I mean, if you want to eat fresh, you're at the store a lot,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know?
I will say, so I'll give this little bit of a tip. If you do like better food or quality food, and you don't mind driving the little drive to Macon, it's called Fresh Market. It's, if you've ever been to Atlanta and been to a Whole Foods, it's basically like a mini Whole Foods.
Okay.
My
never
daughter
been.
goes and gets a lot of her, because she has to have a special diet too because of her POTS. So she goes and goes there a lot, and their meats are a lot better too. Because that's another thing, you know. You don't trust the foods, but
I know.
They focus more on like your organic foods, your naturals and stuff. So and I know, God knows, you know, even though it says organic, it doesn't mean
It's organic. I know
that. So don't come at me. Nobody come at me for that. But still,
we're still trying to do the best we can.
Yeah, all you can do is what you can do.
Yeah, that's just a little tidbit. If you want to drive a little further, you know, Fresh Market and Macon, that's you know, you can get
I've
some
heard
good
that
stuff
M&T is pretty good too.
M&T is a
that's
good.
in
My parents,
Hawkinsville.
that's where they get a good bit of their meat.
Yeah.
Is M&T, but of course we don't eat meat. My daughter is the only child, which she's not a child. She's a full-grown adult. She still lives with us, but I wouldn't have it any other way because you know I'm a protective mother.
Yeah.
And so, but. She eats a lot of meat, but you know we do feed our dogs like ground beef, and so we make that for them. So and I do buy it from Kroger, but it's a lot because I have 10 dogs.
I know. I cook for my dogs too, so I know what you're saying.
M&T does have it's a really good place to get meat. Fresh, good meat.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Miss Beautiful Thing?
Just love people. Stop the hate.
Yeah.
Just love. I promise you get a lot more energy from loving
Than you do hate.
You do hating.
Yep.
It takes a lot more energy to hate something and someone than it does to love them. So you just might as well not even do it.
Just when you think about like your days that you're depressed, it takes so much energy to just be depressed. You know what I mean? And I still sometimes fall into that coming from my trauma, you know, but I'm like, why can't I just be happy? Because it takes so much more energy to be sad.
Yeah, right.
Here I am though.
I just spread as much love and happiness and peace as you possibly can. I mean, can't hurt.
Yep.
It honestly can't hurt.
So if you see me or my husband standing on the side of the road with signs up, no, we're not asking for money. We're just telling you we love you. And we're just telling you, hey, peace and love. Or if you see me dancing out crazy anywhere,
I'm
I'll
not
go
going
back
crazy.
to the back here. I don't know. These people, they probably think I'm crazy. I'll throw my shoes off and go out in the back and just dance and ground and
Dang, I'll join you. I didn't know we were having dance parties in the back.
I know. That's a blast.
But really and truly, live your best authentic life. That is the secret. Just be authentic, your true authentic self.
Is that your husband calling several times over and over again? I just
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So with that, with peace and love, that's a wrap.